Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel that brings you everything control related, and today we're bringing you Strixhaven spoilers. Now I'm bringing you cards that are played within control decks, so these might be counter spells or they might be removal. But those are the sort of cards that I'm going to be highlighting in this video, so if you want to check out this video, stay tuned. But before we go into the video itself, I just want to highlight my sponsor, which is Mana Traders, which I'll put up on the screen now. If you want to get yourself 15% off, type in the code that is on the screen, and the link is in the description down below, and you can get yourself 15% off moving forward. Anyway, let's just get straight into the cards then. Alright guys, the first card I'm going to talk about is Test of Talents. That's one colourless, one blue, instant speed, counter target instant or sorcery spell, searches controller's graveyard, hand and library for any number of cards with the same name as that spell and exile them. That player shuffles and then draws a card for each card exiled from their hand this way. This has very good applications in formats like Modern and Pioneer. What I mean by that is certain strategies have certain win conditions. So for example, in Modern you have a deck called Scapeshift. Doesn't quite see the play it used to. But if you're able to take out all the scape shifts in the deck, it could be very, very good. Also, if you're playing against like a control deck that has 3 or 4 cryptic commands or certain counter spells of 4 ofs in the deck, this could be very, very good. I think it's a sideboard card, but I do like the look of this card. I think it's very, very good. And it certainly has some applications within Modern, I believe. If there's certain strategies in Pioneer, for example, even like burn decks, for example, if you're able to, like, you know, get rid of one of their burn spells and then exile them all from the graveyard, doesn't seem quite as good as like Scapeshift or Counterspell, but it might be useful in certain circumstances. This could be really good against like collected company decks. So if you're able to get rid of one collected company with this spell, you can get rid of all three of the rest. So that could be very, very useful. So against certain strategies, this could be very, very good. I do think it is sideboard playable. I don't think it's mainboard playable. But could see some play in standard as well. So I think this is a card to look out for. I think it's a very, very decent card. And like I said, it could be good against certain strategies. So I would look out for this card moving forward. The second card I'm going to highlight here is Fracture, guys. I think it's a very flexible card, and I actually think in certain decks, in certain formats, this could be mainboard playable. I'm going to say that it's going to be sideboard playable in Modern, but in like Esper decks or black-white control decks, this could be very, very good. Being able to target artifact, enchantment or planeswalker is very, very good, and at instant speed for only 2 mana. Is very good. So if you're getting rid of like a 5 mana Teferi, for example, for 2 mana, that is great in terms of mana efficiency. So I actually think Fracture is a very good card. It's actually quite good in the 5-color Niv control deck because you're able to search for this card because it's multicolored, especially from the sideboard with like a Glittering Wish or something like that. So I actually think this card is very, very good, and definitely sideboard playable. In certain formats and certain circumstances, it might even be more mainboard playable, especially if there's lots of planeswalkers running around. You'll always have a target with Fracture, so I think this is a good card. Alright guys, the next card we're going to talk about is Vanishing Verse. Now this is instant speed, same colours as last time, black and white. So you might see black-white control play, or might see Esper control play, for example. But it's instant speed, exile target, mono-coloured permanent. So this will hit things like, you know, Tarmogoyf, for example, Dark Confidant, anything that's mono-coloured. So it could be very, very useful. Jace the Mind Sculptor, for example, in Modern. So for 2 mana, you're exiling a mono-coloured permanent that will never come back. You know, they can't get it back from the graveyard. It's just exiled for good. So I actually like Vanishing Verse a lot here. For only 2 mana, you know, these spells are very, very cheap, and that's what you want if you're playing formats like Modern, Legacy, Pioneer, for example. You don't want spells costing a lot of mana That's why Assassin's Trophy is so good, because it's only two mana, green and black. Same here as well, only black and white. So, you know, you don't want to be spending any more than 3 mana in Modern, Legacy and Pioneer really. You want to be sort of below 3 mana in terms of cost. And this is a 2 mana spell, which could see a lot of play in Pioneer, Modern and Legacy moving forward. So I actually like this card a lot. I actually think it might be standard playable as well. I think it would definitely be standard playable, especially like Doom for Toad text and things like that. So I think it's a good card, and I've highlighted it here for that particular reason, because I think it's going to be very good for control players moving forward. Alright, another Strixhaven card then in Humiliate. It seems like black-white seems to be getting a lot of decent removal and some decent discard here. So we have Humiliate. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it, so it could be Planeswalker, Artifact, Enchantment, Creature, you name it. And then they have to discard it, and then you get to put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control. So I actually like Humiliate a lot. I think it's very, very good. Like I said, it could see play in black-white control, Doom for Toad for example. I don't think it's going to see play in Modern, because you've got things like Thoughtseize and Inquisition. I don't think it will see much play in Pioneer either, because you have got Thoughtseize, etc. So, but I do like this card a lot. I think it will see standard play, and I just wanted to highlight it here that this is a card that you may want to pick up as a 4 of, because you know, I think you will see play in standard, especially on Arena, and maybe even Historic actually on Arena. So, alright guys, we have a land here. Now I'm not too sure what to think about this. I know Nikachu from Nikachu MTG doesn't rate this card very much in control, but I do think it has certain applications in control decks. I think it could be good in control. But why I'm going to stick my neck out there and say that it is good is, if you're down to 0 cards, for example, before you draw, you could activate this, and if it's an instant or sorcery card, reveal it, put it into your hand. It's just extra card advantage. If you're at 7 cards, great. Pardon me. If you're at 7 cards, great. But if you're at 0 cards, it could be very, very good. It is 2 mana to activate. It's not Library of Alexandria, so you don't get just to tap it for free. But it is a good card advantage engine in the right deck. I know Nikachu MTG said this might be really good in like decks like Burn, for example, but you have got the Modern Horizon lands in Burn, so I don't necessarily think that I see a lot of play in Burn, but I do think it might be playable in control. I think it will be standard playable. I don't think it's going to be Modern playable, but it's worth giving it a go and giving it a try and seeing how good the card can be. But like I said, control plays lots of instants of sorcery, so the likelihood of you putting an instant of sorcery in your hand from this after an activation is very, very high. So I just wanted to highlight this card here. Like I said, I don't know if it will see Modern play or Pioneer play, but I think it might see standard play. Alrighty guys, we have another card here in Culling Ritual. This time it's 2 colourless, green and black, and a sorcery speed. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Add black or green mana for each permanent destroyed this way. I actually think this is a very good card, potentially, in Modern and Pioneer, guys. So I think this is going to be a very good card in that format. One, you get to wipe out a lot of your opponent's non-land permanents, and then you're able to add mana to your mana pool and cast like a Liliana or Tarragoyf or something like that. So I actually think this is a very, very good card, and it's a very underappreciated card at the moment. So do stay tuned for this. I think it might be a very good card moving forward. I don't know how many cards it hits in Standard. I'm very excited to see it in Modern, to see how well it does there. So keep an eye on this card, guys, because I think it has some potential. Alrighty guys, and then the final card I'm going to talk about is Mortality Spear today. Two colourless, green and black. So it's Golgari colours. Instant speed, which is important. And this spell costs 2 less to cast if you gained life this turn. Destroy target non-land permanent. Now, is gaining life easy in green-black? Well, yeah, it can be. It can be. Black has a lot of life gain. Green tends to have a little bit of life gain, especially with like Elder Gargaroth and things like that. So you're able to maybe activate, cast this spell for 2 less in certain circumstances. Even if you have to pay 4 mana though, being able to destroy like an Ugin or like a Teferi or whatever it may be for 4 mana is still very, very good. But if you're able to cast it for 1 green, 1 black, obviously that's very, very good. And there's no downside to that. You're not giving them a land or anything like that. You're just destroying non-land permanent. I actually think this is good. It might see standard. Well, I think actually it will definitely see standard play. I'm not too sure whether or not I see Pioneer play because you have got Assassin's Trophy in that format. I don't know if it's going to see Historic play. Like I said, you have got Assassin's Trophy there as well. But I do think it is standard playable, guys. And I think this is a good card. It might even see Commander play. Just as a way of dealing with non-land permanents. So I think this card is very, very good. And this is the final card we're going to discuss. I'm quite happy with the Strixhaven spoilers in terms of power level, actually. I think they're actually pretty good. And I do think some of them will make it into Modern. Leave a comment down below, guys. I'll be really interested to see what cards you think will make it into Modern, Pioneer, Legacy, etc. I am more interested in the Eternal formats, but let me know also the ones that will see standard play as well. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And subscribe to see more content similar to this. And I shall see you in future videos, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.